Evening, Tallahassee. I am Ayesha Wilkinson.
And I am Alyssa Mosquer'a.
And we're here with FSU Weather, and we got a lot of stories and a lot of weather for you this upcoming show. So today we're going to talk about tornadoes that happen. A lot of severe weather happened around Illinois, and it was a lot of tornadoes. A lot happened.
Yeah, we had 15 tornadoes, I believe.
Yeah.
One was actually an F4, so that's a pretty powerful tornado, actually.
Yeah, that's 200 miles per hour winds, so that's able to take out trees out of the ground, take out roots, take out everything.
Yeah, pretty powerful. And unfortunately, we did have 2 deaths from these tornado outbreaks we saw.
And then what causes those tornadoes is warm air and cold, dry air converging together. So that's why we have a tornado alley in the United States with Texas.
All those tornadoes.
Yeah, all those storms, right. And just a lot of severe weather in that area. So they weren't ready mostly because Illinois, they don't usually see that kind of weather.
Fairdale actually doesn't even have a warning system for that, so they're unprepared. But
and that's really sad, but you know, next time, maybe they'll have like a lot of apps and, you know, severe weather coverage better. But we're going to take it back to the wall with me.
Any other severe weather going on out there?
No, not for us, but it's actually going to be pretty nice for us, except on the weekend. Not looking too good on the weekend. But today is going to be a fantastical Friday, and chances of thunderstorms are going to increase on that weekend. So wet weekend coming up, not too nice, but you can see that cold front way up there in the corner, way up there, and it's going to swoop down into our area, and it's going to stay in our area for quite a long time. So current temperatures right now, 87 in Tallahassee, 80 in St. Mark's, and 83 in Monticello. So temperatures looking great. They're not going to change too much, so it's not going to be too bad. The cold front won't affect us that bad. So tonight's forecast, 67 degrees, a warm night, and partly cloudy, but the winds aren't too bad, so it's going to be looking pretty nice. And the weather is just going to be really rainy for that spring game coming up. Not too bad, but just, you know, temperatures are going to stay consistent, and the weather's not going to be too bad. So yeah, Alyssa, we can talk about more severe weather, right? So for the app, I heard there's apps making for severe weather, right?
Yeah, there are. They have some apps for tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, severe rain, and flooding. So there's a lot of apps out there.
Yeah. And a lot of countries are thinking about using GPS systems built into the phones to track those weather, like storms and stuff like that.
Right. That one's specifically for earthquakes, too. So it's not as accurate, but it is a good warning system for people who don't have any warning system at all.
Yeah. So some weather warning systems that we have now is like Red Cross, the Weather Channel. They have apps now that you can download right now. So it's definitely a good idea just to download those apps and make sure, you know, you have it on hand just in case if it comes by.
Yeah, safety is a #1 priority. You will always want to be safe and have those alerts ready.
Always, always. That's very true. So we're going to take it to Sara. She has some nice local weather for us.
Thanks, guys. Currently in Tallahassee, it's 87 degrees. It's been hot all day. I know everyone on campus was sweating. The humidity was up at 46%, and winds right now around 16 miles an hour. So it's pretty breezy if you're walking around. Your hair might be flying in the wind a little bit. Now looking at the general area, it's 87 in Tallahassee and largely the mid-80s throughout the Big Bend, but it cools down a little bit more on the coast. 77 in Carabel, 81 in St. Mark's. So that's the whole water affecting the temperature up there. And now moving into our local radar, you can see the clouds are going to be coming in from our west, along with this storm that'll be affecting us more Saturday morning, and it's associated with a cold front that's going to be coming our way and bringing a lot of rain to us this weekend. Currently the winds, they're mostly coming up north from the coast, so they're going to bring some cool breezes from over the water overnight. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. It's not going to be that cold overnight, but there will be a little bit of a breeze coming up from there. Now, looking at the storm, there is this cold front that pushes across from our north over to our area. There will be some storms forming above in Tallahassee and all the way up the east coast as well. And that's going to be developing into some thunderstorms that are going to be affecting us Saturday and for most of the weekend. These storms are going to bring us a lot of rain, so definitely have your umbrella with you all weekend. Now looking at tonight, if you're out at Relay for Life, like I know a lot of people on campus are right now, it's going to be 67 degrees, a warm night and partly cloudy. The clouds are going to help to keep some of that warmth in from today, so it won't be too cold outside. Looking at tomorrow, 81 degrees for at that spring game, but there is a chance of rain and thunderstorms. So if you're going to be there, make sure to bring a raincoat with you because you can't bring an umbrella to the spring game into the stadium. There'll be winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour, so nothing too terribly strong, but it'll be blowing around that rain. So you'll definitely want to make sure to take care of that. Now looking at tomorrow, if you're waking up early on Saturday morning for some reason, it's going to be about 70, so it's going to be nice and cool, not like how hot it was today for most of the day. So it's going to be cloudy, and the rain won't hit us until closer to noon, pretty much around when the spring game is going to be kicking off. Around noon, that's when the thunderstorms are coming. It'll be 76, warming up throughout the day. But when it comes to 5 o'clock, we are going to be hit by a lot of rain. So it's going to be pretty heavy. And that rain's actually going to stay with us for most of the week as well. So we're actually going to take it over to the southeast.
Hey y'all, let's take a little bit of bigger picture of things. Southeast, we're looking at plenty of warm temperatures in the southeast, about 82 degrees in Miami, a little bit cooler than it is in Tallahassee. We're seeing right in front of this cold front a little bit warmer temperatures. Ignore this little blip here for the rest of my segment here. That station has been giving us some problems all day. So the dew points as well, pretty high into the mid and upper 60s, even 74 in Key West. We're seeing plenty of humidity. We're seeing as these warmer months are coming that Gulf of Mexico is providing us a little bit more moisture for this, to feed these summertime storms. This cold front is going to get a lot of moisture from this. And a beautiful signifier of a cold front is changing temperatures. The temperature is about 17 degrees cooler right now than it was in Montgomery yesterday about this time. So we're going to see that blue region kind of scoot down towards us a little bit and maybe stall out right above us. Big picture, we got plenty of storms coming across the Gulf Coast, all the way from Texas into New Orleans, Alabama, Mississippi, and we're going to see it come into more of the Florida Panhandle as the evening comes on, and into our northwestern counties as the evening comes on. We're looking at some severe thunderstorm watches and some flash flood warnings in the dark green there on the Mississippi River and associated tributaries. Take a broader view here. These two bands, distinct bands, have formed in front of this cold front. It's kind of nice to see how, you know, when most people think of a cold front, they think it's just one line of thunderstorms. It's different kinds of possibilities of arrangements of these thunderstorms based on what kind of scenario has been set up. And around here, these oranges are severe thunderstorm warnings. We might see a few of those pop up through the night and into the early hours of the morning. So keep your weather resources on count, but not only what severe storm warnings you have to worry about, but little less severe things. Lightning, people don't normally think about that when we're looking out for severe weather. This is the last 30 minutes worth of lightning strikes, so we can see there's plenty of lightning out there. So, you know, if you hear thunder roar, go indoors. You know, 30 minutes and within 30 miles to stay absolutely safe there. Plenty of other lightning around the area too. South Florida has got some summertime-ish pattern thunderstorms going on down there, and also a little bit just north of Gainesville, we're seeing some storms not really associated with this cold front, but soon we're going to see those storms approach into our northwestern counties as the evening goes on. Might see a little bit of 67 for tonight and tomorrow, looking pretty warm out there, but we're going to see those storms, maybe some scattered storms, come through as the day pushes on and that line gets a little bit closer to us and bring us some potential rain. So watch out, maybe bring a raincoat tomorrow, umbrella if you're not going to be going to the game. But we're going to take it off, and I'm going to go back to the desk with Katharine, and we have some interesting stories with NASA and SpaceX, right?
Yeah, NASA's definitely on the scene right now.
So if you remember a few months ago, internet sensation was the Elon Musk and his company SpaceX have been trying this Falcon 9 rocket and landing it on a barge. And they're going to try that again, right?
Yeah, what happened with it last time?
Last time they tried to land it on the barge, the computer failed right before the landing. And it's one little quick fix. And the weather is about a 60% chance for them to go for a launch on Monday at about 4 p.m. And they're going to be televising that.
Okay, so you have the potential to see a really cool space launch. So keep tuned in for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so a little after that, maybe a little bit after the launch, they're going to be trying to land that rocket again. It'll be really cool. But Tyler is going to tell us a little bit about national scale.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, around the nation, we're seeing temperatures pretty warm for this time of year, especially in the central portions of the country. 69 degrees right now in Kansas City, 70 degrees in Dallas and San Antonio, and most of Texas. It's pretty cool, actually, because there's a lot of rain coming. And that rain will be coming further to the east, bringing us a soggy weekend. Looking at the 24-hour temperature change, we got much warmer temperatures over the northeast. That's a very welcome sight for them after the winter that never ends. It's finally starting to end. A little bit cooler for the mid-south, about 20 degrees colder than normal in Memphis than it was 24 hours ago. So while the cold will be moving down here and stalling just north of us, the moisture will actually be coming into our region. Look at New Orleans, there's a lot of moisture in the central and western Gulf Coast regions. That's going to be moving further to the east and stalling. And in weather terms, we're going to be looking at pretty much almost an eternity, it'll seem like, of rain and not that much sun. So I hope you enjoyed today, because the sun, vitamin D, will not be coming back in some great form until maybe next weekend. We got some rain again in western Louisiana and eastern Texas, right near Beaumont and Houston, Texas. Also some rain and possibly snow mix up in Caribou, Maine, extreme northern Maine. It's middle April, and a little bit of snow across eastern Ontario. Zooming in, you can see a little bit of rain right along the Shenandoah Valley in the Appalachians. That's dying out as it moves east. This is not. This is associated with the cold front, which will become a stationary front as we go into tomorrow. And that'll really provide the railroad tracks for a lot of moisture to come into our region. Airport delays around the area. Atlanta, with the severe weather that has just come in there, there's actually been probably, that looks like, because it's a 0-minute delay, a ground stop because of the severe weather, and a 66-minute delay up there in New York City. Even a little bit of rain up there with all the volume spells trouble. 47 degrees tonight in Boston, 67 degrees in Tallahassee. A pretty warm night across the eastern portion of the nation because of the jet stream. And the jet stream is actually causing 20s and 30s over in the western portions of the United States. And for tomorrow, temperatures will be pretty warm, not quite as warm as they were today, 82 degrees because of the cloud cover in Tallahassee, and a lot of rain, 86 degrees in Phoenix, a little bit cooler in the northern tier. But now let's send it back over to Casey with our local segment.
Thanks so much, Tyler. Let's go ahead and get right here in toward the weather situation that we're expecting across our Big Bend region. First, we'll start off what we've seen today. 89 degrees with that high temperature. We were off that record high by just a few degrees of 93 degrees. That was set back in 1999 at the regional airport, but way above average, those temperatures here across our area because of all that sunshine around. That's just one of the factors. 84 right now, some of the clouds starting to come back in. 51% is that humidity, those winds, so making it a little bit for some warm weather, or at least not feeling as warm. 21 miles an hour, those wind gusts across our area. Now temperatures region-wide sitting here in toward the mid to upper 80s. 84 Tallahassee, 84 Quincy. A little warmer as we get into southwest Georgia though. Bainbridge sitting at 86 degrees, nearing that 90-degree mark here in early April. Really remarkable. Let's go ahead and kind of get in toward the Doppler radar picture here and kind of show you what we're expecting here over the next 12 to 24 hours. And as I show this to you, you'll see that we do have a cool front moving from the northwest toward the southeast here, and rain associated with this. We have rain around Dothan, Alabama, also out toward Pensacola, getting toward Crestview, just northwest of Panama City as well. And this will be making its way closer toward our area as we get later into the evening hours. Albany, Georgia, also trying to get into some of that rain at this hour as well. And we'll be watching that closely here, kind of broadening the view. This rain area extends out all the way near Houston, Texas. And this will be trying to make its way in toward our area as we get in toward the weekend. And it's going to really stay around. Some models expecting on the order of 2 to 4 inches of rain over the next week. So make sure you have those umbrellas handy. Now later tonight, cool front going to be around our area. Could have some showers late this evening, overnight hours. But the bulk of the rain we're expecting for tomorrow will be midday, late day, and the afternoon, probably right around the time of the spring game, unfortunately, here, for those wanting to go out to that. And remember to bring your poncho to that. If you are going to that, just have that on hand. Umbrella's not allowed in the stadium, but if you bring that, you should be okay. And otherwise, it might be a good day for indoor activities here across our area. Now, going ahead and getting into tonight's forecast, though, 67 degrees Tallahassee, 68 in St. Mark, 69 in Carabel. You get the idea, mid to upper 60s here across our area. Tomorrow, we're going to have those thunderstorms around, the upper 70s, lower 80s here across our region. Nice without the rain, but otherwise, that rain will be the real story here. 7-day forecast was rain chances almost every day here. Again, 2 to 4 inches of rain with those highs in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and those lows, the upper 60s, lower 70s for the most part. But right now, I'll go ahead and take it back to the desk with Tom and Sarah.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, that cold front's going to be hitting us within the next couple days, but we're not the only region that's hit by stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we see all winter, all these cold fronts, low pressure systems bringing plenty of rain for us, some severe weather in some cases, plenty of snow. The eastern coast of the Asian continent, also Japan, sees a lot of the similar action that we have here in the United States.
Japan has a lot of the same, being on the East Coast, it has the same features as us and is hit by a lot of the same storms. And they're actually going to see 2 storms coming up, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty rapidly, back to back. They're going to see 2 low-pressure systems, extratropical cyclones, some people like to call them, bring plenty of rain, and there's potential for some flooding and even mudslides in the nation of Japan.
It's going to be unfortunate because mudslides can be dangerous. So.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to predict those kind of things. They're like sudden weather events. You know, when you see a thunderstorm coming, you got kind of watch out for, you know, a lot of variables that go into it. But mudslides, rains a little bit too much, you got a mudslide on your hands. But yeah.
Right, but now we're going to take it to Katharine around Florida.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I hope you've been enjoying this hot, sunny weather because we're not going to be seeing a lot more of the sun for a little while. Right now we're looking at 84 in Tallahassee and pretty consistent throughout the state, a little bit cooler in Pensacola in the 70s, but pretty sunny, partly cloudy basically everywhere. If we look at our water vapor map, you can see a lot of moisture coming in from the west, definitely hitting Tallahassee. This is just a little bit ago, really from this morning to just a little bit ago. You can see lots of this moisture moving in, and that's where a lot of our showers are going to be coming from through the next week. Our winds, you can see, are kind of going everywhere. 12 miles per hour in Tallahassee, 15 in Pensacola. So if you just look at that, you can see it's pretty gusty out there. And you can see a lot of this cloud cover. This is going to be where our showers and rainy week is coming from in the next week. Lots of moisture, lots of clouds, lots of scattered showers up to the north a little bit, but definitely moving in quickly from the west. This is associated with a cold front that we're going to be seeing. And this is, again, all of this precipitation, a lot of light to heavy precipitation coming through, and you're definitely going to be getting a taste of that in the next couple of days. So as you're going out, just make sure that you are definitely prepared. Bring your umbrellas, bring your raincoats. As Casey was saying earlier, make sure if you're going to the spring game tomorrow, you are very prepared to get wet. If we look at our southern area, you can see a lot of light rain, heavier towards Naples, but not as bad as we're seeing up north. For the future, Tallahassee is going to be cooling off a little bit tonight, 76 degrees, 76 in Pensacola as well. A little warmer as we go south. This is tonight, and as we move in through tomorrow morning, you're going to see it definitely cooling off a lot more. Not too much, but definitely significant. And all the way through tomorrow, you can see 77, which is much cooler than what we've been seeing today and throughout the week. As we look at tonight, we're looking at 67 in Tallahassee. Pretty consistent throughout the state. It's pretty cool, so a nice night to be out if you really want to enjoy it before the rain comes in. I would definitely suggest that. And tomorrow, like we said, spring game, we're looking at a little bit of rain, possibly thunderstorms, so make sure that you're prepared for that. Make sure you're ready for this rain that will be coming in for you guys. So now I think we're going to send it back to the desk for more information. Oh, actually, we're going to send it to Ayesha for more information.
Well, thank you, Catherine. I know you love the desk so much, but no. But Garnet and Gold game is happening, guys, and that's going to be great because, well, the weather's not going to be too great, but seeing football players is going to be great because I've been waiting for that football. It's been taking so long, but now we finally got it. So spring game happening at 2 p.m., 77 degrees in the afternoon, and so the temperature is going to be nice, but the rain, not so much. So make sure when you go to the game, bring that poncho with you and all your friends. So for Relay for Life, which is tonight, 60 degrees, nice temperatures, and it's not going to rain at all until the very end. So that's going to be better than the spring game. So go out for Relay for Life. There's going to be 165 teams there. That's like 1,000 people. So they're raising money for a good cause, and it's great to be out there with your fellow Knowles. So talking about that pollen in our area, you can see right here on this map that there's a lot of pollen in the air. Right now, Friday, that's a lot of pollen. It's extremely high. On Saturday, it's going to go down because of the rain is going to wash it away, which helps a lot of people with allergies and such. But it's going to jump back up on Sunday and Monday. So that's a lot of pollen, and if you're allergic, make sure you take those pills, those medicines, because, you know, you don't want to go out there and be coughing, sneezing on people. That's gross. But, yeah, just make sure you pay attention to that. On the water, though, the winds are coming from the south, 5 to 10 knots, and the waves are light, so it's not too bad, but the rain chances are going to increase on Saturday. So if you go out there on the water, rain is going to happen. So if you like the rain and you like the water, hey, go out there. I'm not knocking it till you try it, right? So tonight's forecast, 67 in Tallahassee, 67 in Valdosta, and 49 in Macon. So pretty consistent temperatures around the Big Bend, but up there in Savannah and Macon, they're seeing lower temps because of the cold front. So tomorrow, you can see it in Tallahassee, and those rain chances are increasing over here. 82 in Tallahassee, 84 in Valdosta, and in Tampa, they're looking nice at 85 degrees. So that's wonderful, but the rain is coming, so that's kind of not too bad, but temperatures are going to be nice. So currently on campus, 84 degrees with a dew point of 64. So nice, pretty, and a bit gusty too. So right now we're going to take it back to the desk for more.
Thanks so much, Ayesha. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about weather history here locally. Now, because of course we don't have the weather show over the weekend, we're going to jump ahead to April 12th. And on that day in 1980, a tornado touched down in Earlytown, Alabama.
That tornado, when it touched down, it then traveled east for 2 whole miles over to Slocombe, Alabama, too.
Yeah, that's right. It was on the ground there for a bit. 24 structures were damaged in Earlytown, and when it touched down in Slocombe, there was $100,000 worth of damage, and pretty significant there.
Yeah, it probably would be a lot more nowadays because $100,000 then is pretty different from $100,000 now.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty significant damage in that area. A tractor sales place was nearly destroyed. This pretty severe damage in the Wardos communities, southeast Alabama, around that Dothan area. You get tornadoes around this time of year, and luckily we haven't had much in the way of severe weather this year, but we'll have an isolated chance here as we get over to next week. We'll be keeping an eye on that for you. But right now, let's go ahead and take it over to your local forecast with Alyssa.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we don't have quite severe weather yet, but we will be seeing that in the coming weeks and actually coming days. So right now we're looking at 84 degrees, pretty hot out there. The dew point is 64, so it's pretty mild. Our humidity is 51%, and we have a little bit of a medium wind at 12 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy. We're seeing that cloud buildup for the storms that we are going to be seeing come in. So around the region, we have consistent temperatures in the 80s, except down there in Caraba, we have 77, and here in Perry, 79. But still upper 70s, mid to lower 80s, pretty high temperatures, pretty hot around the Big Bend area. Now, going into Friday night, we're seeing this cold front kind of stall over us, but it's not very strong. That's why our temperatures haven't really changed much. But it is bringing in a lot of rain and cloud cover. So you can see this cold front is very slow moving down over us. Lots of moisture, rain, cloud cover right over us. Saturday morning, we're going to start seeing that rain pick up and seeing those storms start to escalate. Into the evening and afternoon, and then evening will be our worst with lots of severe thunderstorms. So you need to make sure that you have the right rain gear for that, and you stay indoors and you're prepared for driving out there in those conditions. So on the sand tomorrow, it's looking at 5 knots out there. The water is pretty warm at 74 degrees, but we will be seeing chances of storms, so you might not want to be hanging out there. You won't want to get stuck out there with severe storms. So maybe stay away from the water tomorrow. Now tonight, we're looking at 67 degrees. It's pretty mild out there. Doesn't feel really warm, but it's still a warm night. It's partly cloudy, so that cloud cover is trapping that warm air in, and we have a light wind at 5 miles per hour. So it's going to feel like a pretty warm night out there. It's going to be comfortable though, not like tomorrow, which we're going to be seeing lots of thunderstorms. So if you want to plan your Saturday, you might want to plan it quite early. 8 a.m. we will start seeing those clouds build up. It's going to be a good temperature, 7 degrees. But into the afternoon, those thunderstorms are going to be possible, rising up to 76 degrees. And then by evening, 5 p.m. and through the night, we're going to see lots of rain. Thunderstorm warnings, 78 degrees. It's going to be higher temperatures, almost hitting the 80s. But we will be seeing lots and lots of rain, like I said. So looking at our week ahead, you can see we're having a lot of rain, 80% almost across the board, 90% on Wednesday and 60% on Friday. High temperatures in the 80s every single day next week. Lows in the upper 60s, pretty consistent temperatures throughout the week. Is there anything else you guys can tell us about some severe weather we'll be having?
Thanks, Alyssa. We are actually going to talk about some things we can do tonight. There's a circus performance coming up at 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, over by the Doak Campbell Stadium, and that's a great performance. It happens every year, every semester, really, especially during the spring semester. Getting into Saturday at 8 p.m. as well, and Sunday at 2 p.m. That circus will be in play, so make sure you go out to it. It's great to see them perform.
But now we're going to take a look at the week ahead. As Alyssa was telling us earlier, it's going to be in the mid-80s all week with a lot of thunderstorms headed our way.
Yeah, we'll be watching that very closely here. Those chances of rain will be high. Those lows won't dip too far until we get to Friday morning either. Yeah, but let's go ahead and make sure you like us here on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/FSU Weather, or you can watch us at any time on livestream.com/FSU Weather. But just enjoy the weekend, the spring game, also Garnet versus Gold. Go out to circus, go out to the spring game as well. But for now, I'm Casey Cloud.
And I'm Sara Wugofski. Have a great evening, Tallahassee.
Thanks for joining us.